Welcome to the OAPN podcast with your host, Adarsh Sakare. No bullshit, no cuts. 100% raw conversations with 0% fucks to give. We don't encourage the consumption of alcohol, but if you want to open up a cold one while you watch this, it's not a bad idea.
Welcome to episode number 98 of On a Personal Note with Adarsh Sakare. On 97, we had Gayatri Jairam, of course. Very nice episode, very sweet episode. We love the work she does with Zomato, and it was nice to discuss that and everything she has in store for the future. So if you haven't watched that, you should definitely check it out. Today is yet another special episode. Before I speak a little about her, let's say hi to Gopika, Suresh. Hi, Gopika.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming in.
Sure.
How does it feel? How's your day going?
It's been a little busy.
Busy?
But I'm glad that we can sit down for this chat as well.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in. So this is Gopika. Made popular in Kerala with her Miss Kerala pageant. I think people recognized her, and we were just speaking about how personally that felt like a win, not just for her, but for her family as well. There is this inclination to do well in the entertainment industry, and we're going to be speaking about that. Miss Kerala again gave her opportunities to participate in bigger pageants, which we're going to speak about. But again, generally, I think if you look at the trajectory that Gopika has had, right from where she started, from being a trained dancer, you were a trained dancer, I hear?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm a dancer. It's been almost 20 years. I've been training in Bharatanatyam.
Oh, wow.
And once I joined college, it just, I took up other forms as well. So yeah, dance is just like my safe space, always.
Safe space. Yeah. So starting there and then now coming on to bigger stages and bigger screens. I think there's always this, and I'm just taking a guess here. Is there someone in your family who has previous, experience in this space, or were you one of the first?
Not really, to be honest, no. I mean, there have been girls and boys who had an inclination towards music or dance, but no one really for this entertainment field of fashion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was pretty much for you.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's never easy. It's never easy, and we are definitely a podcast that is very interested in these stories where we come from families that have no idea about these fields, and then we try and make a mark there. Not only a mark, but a living out of it. And it's always inspirational to sit down with people who are doing the same. So welcome to the episode. I hope you enjoy this. Gopika, welcome again. How's life? How's work? All happy? All okay? All bad? What would you rate it as?
I think I'm very critical of things usually.
Sure.
But right now I'm happy. I'm content. That's what I can say. I'm content with the work that I'm getting. And I can't sit still. It's a problem as well. I've always been that way since I was a child.
Okay.
So I'm happy that, things are moving.
Things are moving.
Yes.
And that's a good sign.
Yes, obviously.
So how does it feel? Does it feel like, this attempt of coming into this industry, was it a good choice?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think when I look back, I've always wanted this. I would say pageantry, to win a pageant, to represent India internationally. Yeah. That's something that I always wanted. My dad actually wanted me to join the defense. And I wasn't very inclined towards that end of it. So the way I thought of it is, I can't probably represent my nation in defense, but I can through something that I actually love doing. Sure. And unfortunately, it didn't pan out exactly the way I want, but I did get to represent my state, which gives me so much happiness. And, I am glad that I'm still relevant. That people still text me saying, you're Miss Kerala 2021, right? So, and it's been 2 years, so it gives me a lot of joy. And looking back, I started from just pageantry, but now I'm an active model. I'm doing commercials and catalogs. So that gives me so much happiness as well, that all the skill set that I got from that space, it's going somewhere. So,
two things from what you said. One was your dad wanted you to join the army. So
he wanted me to actually fly airplanes, MiGs and stuff. That's what he wanted to see me doing. Even now, he's like, what's the age limit? You have the height. And to, make it worse, once when we went to school, we went to the school trip, I think to Officers Academy in Bangalore. There's one. We went there, and the principal told my dad, your daughter should join the defense. And my dad was like, that's what I was also thinking. Now let's do it together. But I had my thoughts over it, and I think, I have all due respect for them, but it's not something that I would want to do.
Sure. And the other thing you said is it has helped. It still keeps you relevant. You use the word relevant, right? And I think there's a big fear in the fashion industry of losing relevance.
Yeah.
But I think somehow the ones who have continued to persevere, continue to win, are the ones who have always just challenged themselves and tried out new options and not get just stuck to one thing, right? So how have you seen that, like trying new things, trying new projects, challenging yourself?
Right. So I remember when I was crowned Miss Kerala, I got a few offers, movies and basic modeling and stuff. And I said no, like I'm doing my studies. I don't want to do movies. I don't want to do commercials. I just want to be crowned Miss India. And I think at that point of time, I didn't really understand the business of things. And I think since then, I've kind of opened my mind up as well. Like you said, social media as well today. I'd never thought, I would be interacting with my audience saying, hey guys, I'm coming for this podcast today and things. But
have you put up a story today?
I'm just going to upload it.
You should.
I thought let things go well and then I'll upload it now.
Tag us.
Yes. So, to be very honest, I used to think so cringe. And I used to see others do that. Today, I think like you rightly said, it's so important to evolve, especially since COVID.
Sure.
We've been told multiple times that nothing is fixated. Like, things can, TikTok shut down like this or Instagram, anything can happen. So you have to try out different platforms. Who knows what's going to interest you. Yeah, and today that brings me a lot of joy, maybe doing a different kind of character or auditioning for a different kind of one, or maybe taking up a different kind of thing that I've never posted on Instagram or a role or anything. It's just, I like coming out of my comfort zone as well. Of course, it does get me nervous. When I did that short film too, I was like, even today when I watch it, I'm like, oh, what am I doing? But it gives me joy. It gives me joy that
in Jan, right?
Yes, it came out in Jan. It gives me joy that, like I did it. Like it gives me a lot of happiness.
You looked great, by the way. I think in that short film.
Yes.
You did seem like you are in your element and your zone. And of course, there's a lot more to go for you.
Of course, yeah. There's a team behind as well.
Yeah. So it was nice to see you there. Going back to, trying the Miss Kerala pageant and having that thought of applying for it, where did that start and how was the feeling of actually winning that pageant?
So I'll take you a little, maybe like a decade before that. I think I wanted to get into pageantry by the age of 14 or 15. Had no clue. Just had one, that bada sa Samsung tablet. You could probably throw at someone and die or something that heavy. All I could see was videos from that of like Clara Datta, Sushmita Sen, Priyanka Chopra, Aishwarya Rai. And I would just listen to their... And I remember more than the glamour, what attracted me was the question answer round. And I still remember like that, was dreading for everyone, for most of the girls. But for some reason, I liked that. That part of it where, you're like the anxiousness where you're suddenly given a question, don't know what it is, you have to just answer. That was exciting for me. And then I slowly started researching, told my parents when I was about 18 that, I want to get into pageantry. I was not a very good student, to be honest. So they said, first, focus on this. I said, okay, but like I was doing my research and now that I think of it, I think I was kind of manifesting it as well because I was watching those videos every single day. I was kind of weird, but I would pretend that, they asked me that question, pause it and then give my answer and then like listen to what Priyanka Chopra said.
And then compare it.
Yeah, and then be like, but she can have her views. So I was that girl. And this was going on for a long time. I entered college.
This was before 18?
Before 18. I was maybe 16, 17. And told nobody, okay? Maybe just told my parents, hinted them, but they also told, just let it go. Maybe they always knew that I was interested in arts, like the entertainment stuff, maybe dance, but they never thought that, they would go on to this trajectory. And when I entered college, I was dancing so much that how the schedule looked like was we would dance from like 5 a.m. till about 8:45, go to college from 8:45 to 4, dance again from 4 to 8. So, and that's something that I really wanted for those 3 years. And although a lot of girls were going into pageantry during college, I thought, no, like I want that experience. After college, COVID happened. I was the online graduation batch. COVID happened.
Oh, shit.
And I thought, I'll just apply. I applied and I told my parents. They said, do whatever you want.
Oh, you applied for Miss Kerala.
Miss Kerala. They said, do whatever you want. We didn't expect anything. Finally, there was a couple of rounds, submissions, things. They called us to Kochi. Had another round there. That's when my parents, I think, started taking me a little bit more seriously. They're like, okay, she's made it to the top 25 or 21, I think. Okay, now let's invest ourselves in this as well, because we need a lot of, first of all, monetary support, because I wasn't earning then. I just started my master's.
It does cost money.
It does cost money, like dresses and makeup. Of course it does. Yeah. And I always recommend young girls, like try and be financially independent or have a backing that you know for sure.
To support this journey.
Yes, definitely. And then I won. My dad was crying, my mom was crying, and then it just turns over because you're giving interviews suddenly. My dad started wearing makeup to these interviews. What? My brother was wearing makeup. He wore lip balm for the first time.
Your dad suddenly with makeup.
I swear, but they stuck through it all. For me, they stuck through it all. My brother was wearing lip balm, and I was just like, wow, what a transformation. This is exactly how it was. And we had relatives calling, like, was your dad's lips a little too pink? But I think we thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, yeah.
Wow,
but even nice. Today, when they go to Kerala, just recently, they're like, Miss Kerala's mom, right? So they joke around it, but I know that, they enjoy it.
They like it. They like the recognition.
Yeah.
So what did Miss Kerala open up for you professionally?
I would say a lot of self-confidence, first of all. I was always a confident girl, to be honest. I wasn't the shy kind. If someone asked me to come and dance, I would just dance. But I think I restricted myself, like I said, maybe to dance, or like I didn't think beyond it. And after Miss Kerala, I think I was just open to opportunities for a while. For a bit, yes, I was a little thinking, no, this is something that I wanted. Now I'm done with that. Now let's move on to the next thing. And one thing Miss Kerala gave me was that confidence, and then I got a better industry understanding of, even if you have to apply for a bigger pageant like Miss India or Miss Universe India, you can't just go apply. And fun fact, I applied the year after that. So I won Miss Kerala in December 2021. Next year, March, I applied for Miss India. I thought, that's it. Like, I'm sorted. I've won Miss Kerala. I didn't make it. I didn't even make it past the first round. And then I think I started being honest with myself, and I thought, okay, you won Miss Kerala, but this is a way bigger platform. There are hundreds and thousands of girls who are applying, and I took up the right kind of training. I really worked on myself, and then I applied the next time and made it.
So what does that rejection feel like? I mean, does it make you feel too little? Does it?
No.
Does it make you feel like I'm not as good? Or how did you see it? How did you get yourself to come back and try again?
So I think for me, the thing is, there's an age limit to all of these things. Of course, now international pageants we are moving towards a platform where now Miss Universe, there is no age limit, essentially. And I'm sure, other international platforms will also move on to that. In India as well, there's a law like the height criteria has been brought down. But when I was applying, the age limit was 25 to 27 for the 2 pageants that I was applying to. And I knew that, I could essentially keep trying by myself, present the same version of myself every single time, and just waste time. It's like not writing, coaching essentially the right way and writing an engineering exam or a medicine exam and not changing yourself, evolving essentially.
You need to evolve.
So I think one point of time I thought, when I applied, I was about 23 or 24. I thought this is it, I don't want to waste any more time. I just want to, if someone's going to tell me what you're doing is bad or you have to completely change it, I went for that approach. I thought it's fine. Like I need that mentor, and I did go for a coaching briefly, and I had that mentor, which was great. And I think the transformation there, and it's not just about physical, like your entire mindset changes, what you want from that pageant changes. I was always thinking I want to go change the world.
Yeah.
But to change that world, there are prerequisites to enter into that pageant. Like before you walk or before you speak, there's probably a ramp round. There's probably, an assessment that they're doing there. So I never gave focus to all of that. I just thought, I take the mic and I'm going to like speak.
And that's enough.
Yeah, and I knew that was my asset. I knew that was my asset.
Yeah.
But I did. Of course, that's very, very important as well. But there's so many other mindset changes that are required. And I think I'm always thankful for that. It was hard. I had people asking me, why would you go for coaching and all? Because you just won Miss Kerala.
But the problem is they think it's enough.
Yes, yeah.
They think that people can take this the wrong way, but the standards are higher. The
Obviously,
standards are higher going forward, and when the standards are higher, you require a different set of traits to win that. So how did that open up for you, right? You did mention that when you went on to bigger pageants, that opened your mind up, that gave you the sort of exposure not only to grow professionally but personally. So what were some of the things that opened up for you, and what were some of the things that you learned?
So I went for Miss Universe India last year. I think it was spanning between August to September. And it was a shorter pageant because the international pageant was bound to happen soon. So I think in that 1 week, we didn't sleep. Literally, we didn't sleep. We were shooting constantly. We had sponsors that were shooting for. We had other videos that it was like constantly under the camera and the lights. And I think one thing that I learned was it's all a hustle. See, Bangalore and Mumbai is very, very different. First of all, I went to Mumbai for the pageant. I've come from a family which is very privileged in terms of the opportunities my parents could provide, all of that, and comparatively slow paced. Like the only hustle that I had is weekends I would have to run for dance class. Like that was it. Or my parents asking me to study or something. But when I saw like the communities that girls are coming from in this university, yes, with nothing, no money, and they've scrapped it up from here and there, saved it for years together to come to this platform, for the recognition it gives you. And some homes where it's not supported at all. Yeah. And for that 1 week, they're all just forgetting it. And I knew a girl her mom didn't even know that, she was auditioning and she made it through. Imagine breaking that news. And for somewhere I felt like I was always very grateful. But I think that 1 week, I was so much more grateful because when I went back home, I didn't have to have that battle at home, on the phone with my parents saying, Mama, I want to do this. Why are you saying this? They just said, do your thing.
Do your best.
Yeah, do your best. I didn't have to do any convincing back home. And there was no pressure, unnecessary pressure. That's one thing. And of course, it is part of the glamour industry. And although I wasn't crowned the winner, which I very much would have liked to, it opened doors in the sense that I came to Bangalore and I thought, maybe, should I make that move to Mumbai? And I thought, no, Bangalore also is an upcoming city. It has so many contacts. If nothing, 100%. I've been here for 20, 21 years. Moving to a large city like Mumbai, although I considered it, I was like, maybe not. Let me see if I can make my niche here. Came here and literally, I'll tell you something. I haven't said this to anyone. I was literally messaging brands day and night. I had like a standard message that I would say, I'm this. Yeah, these are my commercials and I would like to work with you. Because I wanted, when I went for Miss Universe India also, I saw how much girls had prepared in terms of modeling and commercial work as well. And I didn't have much to speak about. Yes, I was Miss Kerala, but there were girls who were studying in school and they'd done work and come. So I thought, no, this is it. I have to make use of this opportunity. I'm part of this agency now. I have to come back and, make use. Otherwise, I can't sleep at night peacefully. So I would literally message brands day and night. And I was just so surprised by the number of brands who actually reverted back. Because till then I was thinking, these people don't probably check. They have their own circles and who's open to all of this, and this nepotism talk also that goes on. And the number of brands and people who actually want to work with you, provided you are good and you're showing that kind of dedication, is just massive. And I think if anything, the confidence the delusion to just go and message brands like Cult and be like, I want to work with you, came
Not
from that pageant.
Point. This is what we also keep discussing. Trust me, about reaching out to brands. We always keep thinking, they should know us. We should personally know them.
Yes.
Just write.
Just write, yeah.
Just write to them. Like send 100 emails.
Yes.
and they will respond.
They
if
will
if you've
respond,
worked,
yeah.
if there's something you have, they
Yes.
will respond.
They
And
will,
this
they
is a great point that you made, right? Because the problem is most people, before they start on this journey of success and
Yeah.
chasing their dreams, think that everything is structured,
Absolutely, yes, yeah.
right? Everything is hey, it has to happen this way.
Yeah.
People know someone, so this happens.
Yes.
No, right in the middle, you pull stunts like this.
Yeah.
Right, like where you're just messaging people, or where you're just calling friends of friends and seeing if there's work.
Yes.
And everyone who's ever succeeded
Yeah.
has done this at some point.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is the reality.
Yes, I always tell people, think of it as a startup. Graphic
Yeah.
designers, HR is graphic designer, everyone's doing everything, and that's the beauty of it. At least for some time, you need that. I mean, maybe now I don't need it anymore, because that 6
Yeah.
months I really did that. And my mom was asking me, why do you want to do this? Maybe are these brands known, or like what will they be able to offer to you? But I was like, no, I can't just fall on what other people are giving me. I have to expose myself to this opportunity that I've got, which so many girls are crying for as well. Forget the crown. So many girls just want to go to Mumbai, go to that Time Star where Aishwarya Rai, Lara Tata have walked, and they just want to be there. So yeah.
So even today, Aishwarya Rai and Lara Datta like big names for girls in the fashion. Yeah.
Yes. Priyanka
That's-
Chopra. Yes, Sushmita
yes.
Sen. I think it's also the difference that they made,
Okay.
not to society, but to that girl's mindset also. I think it's just maybe some girl who watched that when she was maybe 6 years old. I didn't. I mean, like I said, I was introduced to pageantry way later, because my family also wasn't the kind to sit
Yeah.
and watch it. But there are girls who are, like I always thought I couldn't make it, and after watching that one speech that so and so made, or after listening to her winning answer, I thought that I could do it as well, and they did rightly do so. So I think
That's nice. The biggest pageant is Miss Universe, is it? Is that
No, so Miss World and Miss Universe stand for two different things.
okay?
And
both are equally
yes,
seen?
yes, both are equally
Both
seen.
are
It's
equally
just that their values are different, their virtues are different as
Okay.
well. And Miss India goes to Miss World, and Miss
Miss World.
Universe India or Miss Diva goes to
Miss
Miss Universe.
Universe.
There are a few, I think, changes this year
Okay.
from the organizational level, but it was like this until the year that I went to. Yeah.
Is this need around the world? So let's take Miss Universe as a brand, right?
Yes.
Has the brand gotten better, or has it dropped? No, I'll tell you in what sense I'm
Yes,
asking
yes.
you. In the number of people who want it,
Right.
has it increased? Has it remained the same, or has it decreased? The
Right.
number of girls who,
Right.
yeah,
So I think the number of girls will always be high, but it depends to what sector of women that you are catering to. If you are catering to just 80 to 25 girls who have a certain body type, so and so, there is no essential growth as I see it. Of course, we can move maybe 100 years down the lane, we will move to a place where any person can essentially come. But Miss Universe has, I think, lastly changed their policy. Transgenders can apply, and women of any age can apply. And I believe now the organization is under scrutiny for some cause.
Oh, is it?
But yes, maybe until last year, when the pageant that when I went to and the girl was crowned, when she went for Miss Universe, there was, I think, a lady who was married, which was never allowed before, a lady who was slightly overweight from Nepal, which was not the stereotypical beauty that we've been ingrained to. So even the founder right now is a trans woman. So
What?
the lady who's leading,
Seriously?
yes, the lady who's leading Miss Universe right now, again under a little bit of scrutiny, but yes, so that is a big step.
I think that's big scrutiny
huge.
coming. Not little. People are
Yes.
going to flip it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, see, even Miss World, we have definitely gone beyond that, 1990s ka ideal of beauty and things like that. And there will always, even today, there are people who think pageantry is derogatory for women.
Oh yeah?
Of course, yeah, that's one of the most asked questions to us. Even in Miss Kerala, I was asked, you guys walk
I
around
think-
in smaller clothes.
Yeah, the shoes, they always say it promotes objectifying
Yes.
women.
Yes. Absolutely not. See, you can think of, there are different ways to keep the growth
Yeah.
going, but what's happening now is they are growing. They are essentially including all kinds of women. And these women are not just models or actors, they're ambassadors of their own kind. They have causes like Sini Shetty, who just actually Miss World happened in Mumbai yesterday. Her cause was education. She was educating people who have no access to schools, who have no access to even basic facilities like water in Mumbai. And she set up an institution where, they can upgrade their skill set. Something as basic as, coding. If someone is good at that, because a degree is no longer that relevant, right?
Yeah.
After 12th, do a few courses and bam, you land a job. So they are actually equipping girls and boys like this. And I think what is more, empowering, see, it's always compared to defense.
Yeah.
But not everyone can do that. You should empower in whatever little way that you can. Yeah, like this podcast is empowering.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it.
When sometimes I jump topics, so don't mind. This backstage, like before your ramp walk, right? And say there are 50 of you, 50 girls ready to go out and do y'all bitch about other girls also? Like,
trust me, there's no time for that. Okay.
Do y'all comment like, her this is bigger and her this, she doesn't have the right measurements, and I really want to know, like,
I feel like, have you watched the movie Fashion?
Yeah.
This is like fashion ka influence, like what?
Are you like bitching about each other? Does that
One is we have a choreographer screaming into our ears, what are you doing? We are on the verge of crying there because there's a lot of pressure. Think of it as a stage, like a backstage performance. It's not like, you walk in, it's not like that. We have like sequences. You have to go right, you have to like pose this, that. One girl messes up, the other girl either has to cover it up, or the whole show becomes a flop because there is a choreography. It's just like a dance. So they have fashion choreographers, and everything just happens in a few seconds, right? So I don't think, even now when I think of it backstage, I barely have any memories backstage as such, because everything's just like a fat like that. So no, and also like in pageantry, I think it's always, because if you take up top 16 girls, all of us look different, all of us have different body types, all of us have different features, skin tones. And there's never been that talk, because in that 1 week, see, imagine you start speaking ill of someone, all you have are those girls, all you have is that roommate who will honestly understand, because how much ever you tell your parents, mama nahi ho pa raha, that roommate understands, that girl understands what you're going through. I had my roommate, and sometimes we used to just like, talk to each other. So I think most often we look for that friendship in that. Of course, there's competition. There is competition. There's no denying of that. But definitely no, like, negative energies there.
Sure. Are there any stereotypes attached to Indian girls in these pageants? Like things that are just assumed that every Indian girl is like this, whoever participates?
Not about every
judgments,
not about every Indian girl, but I was the only girl from Bangalore. Actually, I was the only girl from South, which gives me a lot of happiness again. And there was another girl, my friend Trisha. She was from Bangalore, but she was settled in Bombay, and she considered herself Mumbaikar. And as soon as I said I'm from Bangalore, they're like, "Oh, you Bangalore girls are so smart." I was like,
obviously, dude.
I take that.
100%. I'm not saying the rest are not smart, but
so I said
Bangalore girls are pretty smart.
I said I'll take that, and I think Lara Datta was from Bangalore, Gopika was from Bangalore, and there was this conception that Bangalore girls are tall, but essentially we have a lot of brains. And I said, it's true, I'll take that. So if anything, even if I don't make it out of this pageant as a winner, I have to be smart throughout. I was like, I have to live up to this Bangalore expectations. So all the question answer round, I was working extra hard. I was like, I have to do this. But other than that, Indian girls, I don't think there was any stereotype as such. But they always told us to often, even pageantry is changing. So what happens is, most of the time Indian girls in international pageants, earlier we call it pageant patty answers.
What is that?
Wherein
pageant
patty answers, or they call it Mother Teresa answers. Where you speak a lot of things which is probably like, by
preachy.
heart. Preachy. Yes. So now that's changing as well. Now women across the globe, and especially India, like our mentors as well, used to say, speak your mind. Speak your mind. Speak what you actually think is true to yourself as well. Don't just speak something that the judges want to hear. And that's what the winner did. That's what everyone did. So
you can't use abusive language, no?
No, we can't use abusive language.
I don't know. I'm not subscribing to that. Like, imagine
at least
winning,
not on camera.
No, imagine winning Miss Universe, and that girl wants to say, "Fuck, I won this title."
Yes, maybe, I don't know, even maybe 100
At
years
least
ago.
when you win, you should be allowed to say,
She'll be like, yes, I did it.
Yes. No
That's
abusive
probably
language. That's
the
pretty
most she
much
can
it.
go, yes.
Yeah. Is it true that you are not allowed to express extreme emotion? Like you should be under.
Have you seen Sushmita Sen's winning face? One of you should
Okay.
Google it right away.
Okay.
She talks about even now, her winning face
Let's
was...
put it up.
So she talks about even now, she says, maybe I could have planned my winning face a little better. So I didn't look like that. I think, she was like...
So
Sorry.
there's no grace in that.
All the grace is suddenly gone. But so winning faces, I think, I don't think there's any pretty winning face, to be honest. No, girl, how much ever we prepare for that when you hear your
You
name.
can't just win like.
My winning face was like... I'll tell you, my winning face was, they called me and then I stood there and you have to like walk the ramp. I just like stood there. I just like froze there and they were like, please walk. Please walk, take the ramp. And that's when I realized, okay, I have to walk. So you go blank. Yes.
Yeah, this was nice. I had one more question I forgot. All this is just me digging your brain. Like, don't even mind it. Like, when we say, okay, today the showstopper is wearing Manish Malhotra.
Yeah.
So, are we saying that if the showstopper wears a certain brand, so then what, people start buying that brand? Is that what it is? Why is it such a big deal to show who the designer is that the showstopper is wearing? And what is it, like a business? Is that what it is?
It is a business ultimately because it's their craftsmanship as well, right? And obviously they would want maybe a Bollywood star to wear what they're wearing or what they've made. So it is a business at the end of the day. It gives them a lot of publicity too. And I think it's all right. The only concern that most models have is the showstopper is often not a model. That is an issue right now.
Oh, it's like an actress.
It's like an influencer also.
Influencer?
Yeah, so there are actresses
Oh,
and
like
actors.
TikTok.
Yeah. So, and the sad thing is that
Bakchodi level is
and that
increasing.
happens. That not to say they're not good, they're great at what they do.
Yeah.
And I think in India, it's too soon to have that bifurcation of so and so is a model, so and so is an actor. Maybe model and actor can go together. So and so is an influencer. And now I'm glad that people are slowly understanding. But even now, at like fashion weeks, I think Sejal, she had walked the ramp, an influencer. So she got a lot of hate as well because, see, there's a way you carry a garment. There is a technique and knack to walking the ramp. It's not like you just walk it. And there are supermodels who've dedicated their lives, like Deepthi Gujral, who've dedicated their lives to maybe 20 years to just learning the craft, perfecting it. And suddenly, they're not getting that virtue that they're worth. At an international stage, it's definitely, that's the weird part because at Paris Fashion Week and things like that, we have Indian models who are walking from this last year. And we are not able to appreciate them back in India. We're probably opting for the influencer who gives them a lot more publicity. I'll, give you that, a lot more publicity. But
the credibility is getting questioned.
and they're supposed to be models at the end of the day, But
the respect for the ones who have actually put in the work to get the...
Definitely. And there are designers who... That's great. The great part is designers are speaking about it. So there's a designer called Sasha Shinde who said, I don't stand for this. I will only make an actual model walk the ramp. A supermodel who's actually... Or he or she has earned that worth. So that's great. That's actually a lovely thing.
So... your short film happens.
Yeah.
And it was a nice project for you to see how it feels like to, get in front of the camera, take on a role. Now, first of all, how did that go? And second, has that motivated you to take up bigger projects?
Yeah. So, out of the blue, one day, I was texted by the director. His name's Naveen. So it's from a production house called 413 Productions and AT Productions, which is now turned into AT Productions. So he texted me. He said, I have this project. Very professional. He said, I have this project. I don't know if you've heard of the name. It's called Vineet Srinivasan. He's a very famous singer. So initially, he was to join the project for us, but he had a few clash in dates and all. So we had a different singer come into the picture. So he texted me, the director Naveen texted me saying, we have this project and stuff. I check my requests every day. For work, I check it like every
important.
day. Yeah, I check it every day. I have no shame.
No shame in saying.
I check it every day, and because work has come that way,
Yeah.
I don't know why Instagram puts work requests in hidden requests, and like weird requests come in regular requests, which is like Instagram. You need to do
really
something. Yeah.
Genuinely, like long messages from people are hidden.
Yes. Yeah.
Who's hiding this?
Actually, I had this one guy who told me, I wanted to like ask you for something, and it just didn't go through. And I was like, I swear I didn't get the message as well. So yeah, so what happened is he texted me. I discussed it with my family and all. And they said, yeah, seems like a good banner. I watched some of his previous work, looked great, looked very professional. The team also looked very professional. I thought, you know what, go ahead. And I asked him, like, should I give like a look test or something? He said, no, I think you're good. And the role was a very arrogant girl. So I don't know what he meant to say by that. You are perfect for it. So, I did it. It was a great experience. About 3 days of shoot. We were in Trivandrum. Super hot. We actually shot last year around this time. Yeah, around this time last year. Super hot. But that's when I realized that, see, team of effort is always there. Even in shoots, you have so many people behind that to just produce one image. But in a movie setting, or a short film setting, it's so much more, like so many assistants as well, people who, again, that struggle is very visible there also. People who've probably just never had any of that kind of exposure and just coming to assist on some small thing to just hold a light or something in dreams of like getting a big project then. And also like I felt a lot of accountability then. Like whether it's my lines, all of that, I wanted to do my best because there's a lot of people who are relying on that. Of course, I get my own room, I get everything, but people out there, they're in the sun, they're working, and I did make mistakes, definitely, but I tried my level best to be conscious of all of that, just because there's and I think all actors also speak about it because there's so many people, and the director has like a vision in his or her mind. You don't want to like go do something completely against that. Yeah.
I think it always it's crazy at the end of the film when the cast list comes up, right?
Yeah.
It's so
how many people know? Yeah.
Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Doesn't it just take a camera and some lights and a mic? Like, where are all these people? Who are these people who worked so hard?
Yeah.
And then the audacity for people to walk out of the theater.
Yes.
Time pass.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like, once you start doing creative work, once you start chasing success in entertainment or a media field, you start to respect these things.
I swear, yes, I completely agree. And people tell me like you would have got attitude, no, after like becoming a model actor. I'm like, if anything, it's humbled me down even more. Because I'm like, they work so much more harder. Of course, there are exceptions here and there. That's there. But like you said, like I was the kind of person who was like, I didn't walk out of the theater, but I was like, I didn't like that movie. But probably now to say I didn't like that movie, but it still took effort to make a bad movie as well. No one wants to go make a bad movie or a bad show, anything, or even a bad shoot for that matter, or even an episode, right? So it takes effort, and you, like you said, it like you're much more respectful of that.
I think, and what I've just generally felt, the way art is taken in the West has evolved. At least in the film industry is what I feel. Maybe now it's changing here, but art is seen with respect across the West, majorly. Right here it's there, but still not so much with the middle class households, the low middle class households. It's not seen with respect because they don't believe that it's real work. Like making a movie or acting in a movie, you'll still find a lot of families who don't respect it, who don't believe it's real work. In fact, if anything, it's like way more difficult than
regular corporate.
Because that's easy.
You can't just say 9 to 5, I'm done.
And like you said, right, it makes you more humble because like even for us when we started this, it just felt like, what's there to, call someone and record a conversation. Sounds cool, dude. And then we're like, okay, camera angles, there's lights, there's, okay, where do I keep this laptop? Fine, now you've shot the episode, but how are you going to ensure people watch it? So
It takes a village also, it takes so many people.
Exactly. And I started this thinking I'm going to do everything myself.
Okay.
So I thought I'll press the recording button. I'll come and sit and speak.
Yeah.
Once we're done, I'll go. So, I mean, that's the reality,
Yeah.
right? When you start from a middle class household into these bigger dreams,
Yeah.
and you go out chasing it, you realize that it's so hard
Yeah.
that you start respecting the most smallest of the successes,
Right.
irrespective of what the size of it is. And similar to, you spoke so deeply about your short film.
Right.
Chances are someone who's born into experience or born into a family who's done this for ages will say, what's there in that?
Yeah.
This is the reality. And I've always just felt like that's a sad life, because if you can't respect your initial steps, if you can't take ownership and do it yourself,
Right.
I don't know if the experience is as rewarding.
Absolutely, yeah.
The type of rewards you get when you come from nothing
Right.
is much more than when you're born into some of these privileges, I feel. What do you think about it?
I think it's subjective. Definitely,
Okay.
that subjectiveness would be there. I don't think the famous Siddhant Chaturvedi saying, I don't necessarily agree with the fact that they have no struggles at all. See, there's a lot of pressure there.
True.
Maybe like so-and-so's son or so-and-so's daughter, if they have to outperform them or even perform close to how their father or mom did. There's a lot of pressure there. Yes, opportunities, contacts, the 6 months of messaging to brands that I did, probably that wouldn't
That
be required.
won't be required, yeah.
So they get access to all of that. But I think performing wise, every artist wants to perform well. That is there. Even if they are from a privileged setup or not, every model wants to do well in that particular shoot. And that will stay the same. I guess the amount of effort that you put will remain the same, but definitely, a good amount of time also they can save, because this, like the world that I'm from, it is timed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I would say modeling not so much, because I'm into commercial modeling, and yesterday I saw a role for someone who had to be 40 plus or something. So because these are for ads, and ads include people who are of different age groups as well. But say you want to be a leading heroine or a hero, the time is of an essence, no? So maybe that 3 years of struggle that you can, you could probably save yourself from that if you are from that kind of a
Background.
family or setup. Even Tripti Dimli, for that matter, I feel so bad that,
Took her so long.
all respect to this movie, but I saw her in Bulbul and I thought she was magnificent. So I thought, what an actor. And the fact that, I think Riya only spoke about it, she's been here for 10 years in the industry. Took her 10 years to get a movie that's not, I would say, big, but that's recognized.
Yeah.
People actually thought it was her first. And that time, forget about struggle, all of that, because you can't bring back time, no. That time would be saved, I guess.
Yeah. I did see your work with Cult, and
Yes.
how that collaboration happened. Must be a good company to work with.
Definitely. I worked with them for 2 times. Yeah, twice I worked with them. Loved it. See, the thing is, people ask me, have you had cheap brands come your way? Have you had cheap people? To be honest, no. I've been very lucky. I've been modeling for the last 2 years. Touch wood. I think a lot of it depends on luck. It depends on the kind of people that you're in touch with. Depends on your age. People think, some kids, if they're 18, 19, they can be, guys or girls, they can be fooled. I've heard that brands take money from you for shooting with them, which is so whack. Honestly, why would they take money? You are working. But brands like Cult, all the brands that I've worked with, I've recently worked with the jewelry company Jiva. They treat you so well. Like, see, we're not expecting some out of the world, can we get you some lemonade kind of a treatment, but just treat you like a human. One, they pay you for your work, as well as how they would pay a regular person sitting in a corporate. That's so critical. And they're not like, can we have a collaboration? I honestly, like, when I hear that word, it gives me goosebumps, because I'm like already thinking.
It's so abused in the wrong way.
And not just for me, for makeup artists, for videographers, for everyone.
everyone.
And they pay you for your work. They pay you for your time. and they're always giving you a creative space to work with. It's not just because that's what you want as a model also. It's not like, I have this reference, you have to stick to these poses. No, it's always, play with your work. You can do what you want, but this is the message that we want to send across. It's fun. I'm really enjoying my work, to be honest. And all thanks to the brands as well, because you wouldn't be able to enjoy it, even because you would know, right? Even in a podcast, if there's a little bit of a negative energy, then you really can't go ahead with the shoot. It stays. And it's like you can't even walk out in a shoot. You're stuck there for like 10, 12 hours. You have to work.
You got to finish it.
You got to finish it. So it helps that, everyone's working for that same goal. I'm sure all of them would have troubles at home, financially, this and that. But when they come there, everyone's working for that one thing.
Nice.
That's great, the brands that I've worked with.
Nice. Good to hear. Any future prospects of, cinema, and any thoughts of getting into bigger banners? And
so I've never had the Bollywood dream.
Okay.
I've never had that. I love Bollywood. I love watching Hindi movies, but I've never had that dream to kind of move to Mumbai. And all kudos to girls and guys who do that. I've heard it's really a huge hustle, but that's just not what I wanted for myself. Even if movies, I've kind of always romanticized the South, especially Kerala, like where my roots are. I love Malayalam.
But it is something you want in Malayalam cinema?
Not something that I want to manifest it. I don't want to say something wrong and then be like, she doesn't want it.
Wow.
Because who knows who's watching this?
Someone really believes in manifestation.
I'll come to that in the next question. But definitely, I do want it. I do want it. But
Why that hesitation?
Not enough to move to a different city and give up everything. Because I have my corporate life. I'm very happy.
How's that going?
It's going good. It's going
If you want us to cut it off, we can cut it off. Don't worry. If your boss is watching, we can
No, it's good.
Cut it off.
My boss is great.
Is it? Boss is great.
I have a great boss. It's a small setup, but I have a great boss, and even this, I told her about this and all. She's damn proud of me. And only thing is, of course, like colleagues are thinking, how does she get more leaves? How does she get more work?
She's famous. If her colleagues are watching, if you're famous, you will get it. Are you Miss Kerala? No, right? Please, solpa limits.
I didn't say that. See, I have to walk into work tomorrow.
Extra leaves, more pay, no deadlines. This is what Miss Kerala.
Let's say this, don't work only. Just come to work, say hi, hello. No, but work is great. Again, I work in the creative field only. I work in marketing and branding. So that's a place that I think aligns a little bit to what I'm doing also. I'm marketing myself there. I'm marketing a brand here. So I do have to hustle a lot because of that. I have no personal leave off. I have no. When it's a leave, it's because I'm heading for a shoot.
Yeah, there's no real I'm taking time off.
No, I don't remember the last time I did that, to be honest. So
not easy.
Not easy, definitely not easy. But there are girls and guys who are doing it, and that's so nice, because you're not willing to give up on either of them, because you need a financial backing. That is also there. This world is so unpredictable, especially this field. One day you're like money, and then the next month you're like,
what happened?
So you need that backing. But I also do it because I genuinely like my job as well. Yes. Boss, if you're watching this, I like my job.
50%. What is that called, bro? When your salary increases, what is it called?
Hike.
50% hike.
You say HIKE. Don't say hike.
HIKE. Not hike. It's nice. I think this hustle that you spoke about is something a lot of us do, including myself. I try to manage all of this. Like, look, today is a Sunday, right? Ideally, I can be at home and take it easy, right? Because it's been a long week, but then can't leave it. This is the life we have chosen. We have certain dreams, and people always ask me as well, like, weren't you like working all through the week? When did
Yeah.
you get this out?
Yeah.
I got some time in the middle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I shot an episode.
Definitely.
Right, and it's exciting. I feel
Yeah.
it's a good life to be busy.
Oh, it is. But I think, see, the thing about me is that I don't get sleep as often as I should.
Talk
Like
to me
this
about
model's life is supposed to be like 8 hours sleep, like get my beauty sleep, eat my nutritious food. I wish there are girls who do that.
that. Take it.
No, they're supposed to be like that. See, forget about a model. Like any person should have that much. Only thing is, for most of us, work goes on beyond that 8 hours. Or you have back-to-back shoots. So you're traveling most of the time. Like I was just telling him, I had to travel to Chennai like 4 times the last 1 month, and I prefer red-eye flights because no traffic, and also that I have to come back to work the next day. So 3 o'clock if
What's
I
a
reach
red eye
in the
flight?
flights are at night. It gives you a red eye. Literally
Oh, like
literally that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on quite a few.
Yeah. So my dad tells me, why just like book conveniently, go the previous day, stay there. No, I was like, listen, I have to work in my office till 7 o'clock. When will I go? And he's like, then just don't do the shoot. I was like, they don't get it. They don't get it. They're here to support, but I would get it, and maybe my counterparts would get it.
Yeah. I always feel
But
like,
not complaining.
Yeah, not.
Yeah.
No, don't worry. Universe understands you.
Universe
If that's what, if that's what you're
Especially
scared
after
about.
how your episode came. I'm like, universe is really listening
Oh.
after that.
Nice. I mean, the context for all of you is she was watching Ria's
Yeah, I was watching
episode, and you were showing it to your mom.
I was
Is
showing
that
it
what
to
it
my
is?
mom,
You were showing Ria's episode. She was showing Ria's episode to her mom, and there was the same time that I messaged her asking her to be on this.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
pretty awesome. These things are real. You wanted to talk about manifestation. You said you'll talk about it in a bit.
I think I was the founder of manifestation.
Oh, अरे Rhonda brain घर को गई.
I'm saying, I think I'm sorry that came out maybe that sounded a little like boastful. Founder of like the delusion, I would say. That, because now these influencers. So how I bumped into manifestation was I think during COVID, this was on the rise. Everyone was talking about manifestation and all, and I saw a few videos, and I was like, wait, like I literally, not just me, many people have done it. I think I was literally doing this.
Yeah.
Maybe not talking to others about it, but talking to myself about it when I was like 13, 14. And I thought it was delusion until then to think that, you can get all of this. So, see, I think manifestation is very much true, is what I feel. My parents call me out for it. They say, what are you saying? They literally say that even now. My dad also says it. What are you saying? Because, see, they're all from that generation where you work hard and everything is sorted.
Everything is sorted.
If you don't, if it doesn't come your way, it wasn't meant for you. But I think I've been that person who's like, okay, fine, some things will not come your way, but I want it. Like, I'm a little bit ziddi nature from like the start. So I was like, no, like I'm going to prepare for myself for a situation when I get it, 10 years later. So very much true. I've read The Secret in books like that, and it's been so helpful, like in giving it the name manifestation, whatever I was doing till now. But to be honest, I'll tell you this, like I was a very average student. I was a very like confident girl. I am a confident girl, but if you look at it, like a typical school setup, I didn't have much going for me because that point of time, maybe before COVID, everything that was measured was in terms of marks. Now it's changed a lot, but I didn't have much going for me then. And the only thing I had was, of course I did dance, but other than that, the only thing was I give myself that assurance that, you're okay. Like that teacher can say stuff, but you will be fine. And to be honest, I keep telling people like, I don't think I'm talented enough. I am hardworking, but I never thought I was talented enough to win that Miss Kerala crown. I honestly like owe it a lot to luck, of course. hard
And you
work
do
and the
believe you
fact that
manifested it, yeah.
definitely like I do believe in manifestation, and like there are different kinds these days, no, but I just believe that when you are able to hit that frequency, you can write it down, you can speak whatever. When I was younger, I didn't know how to create a vision board and stuff, but like I said, I was watching those YouTube videos every day of these girls giving answers in pageants and things. I think I was subconsciously manifesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is this post on your feed. Give me my phone. Which I think is on the same lines on manifestation. And I really like that. Some quote that you've put up. Do you remember what it was about? It's from a book or I don't know what it was. Second. Why am I not able to? It's opening now. When you were saying this, I just remember. It's so many of our dreams at first seem impossible, then they seem improbable, and then when we summon the will, they soon become inevitable.
Yeah.
You posted this on.
And there's
17th.
actually, now that you remember, which post is that?
17th Feb.
Yeah, and that was actually when I didn't make it through the last round of Miss India.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And few months after that, Miss Diva happened. And there's another similar post. You'll have to scroll a little down.
Okay. Before
Sapna
this or
book.
after this?
Before this, way before this. I was in college. Sapna Book House, no?
Yeah.
So there was this crown there. And I put this picture of after I won Miss Kerala.
Okay.
I chuma kept the crown. I went with my friend to pick up some Christmas Secret Santa gift or something. Chuma kept it. She was like, you look like a princess and stuff. And I took a picture with that crown. And it's like a normal crown, a plastic crown. And then I saw it years later after I was crowned. And I was just like, who knew? I think during that time I was busy with college, I was dancing, I was studying. I didn't even think about that. There have been so many instances like this. And recently one more thing happened, Adarsh. I think last year I was going through my old mails. And this is so crazy. I'm so embarrassed of this. And I actually sent it to my mentor also. I had sent a mail to, I think, when I was 13, 14 maybe. Full weird English, C, U, that stuff.
Oh, got it.
I had sent a mail, not even professional. Nobody would open it, but I wouldn't open a mail like that. So I had sent a mail to that time come Miss India, I think Miss India Karnataka or something, saying, I want to do this and I have no idea how to go about it. Please, can you help! Exclamatory. And I said, of course, she never replied to it. She probably never even opened it. But when I saw that, and I was 24 when I saw it, I got goosebumps. I was like, okay, it was predestined probably, but just the fact that, that journey, and I'm sure everyone would have, Deepika Padukone speaks about a billboard banner that she was on for Little versus 10 years later when she's on it for another movie. So it is a humbling experience as well.
I think, a lot of people get manifestation wrong as well, right? They think it's a very complicated thing. And by the way, manifestation is just a byproduct of certain attitude and certain thoughts, right? Like you said, you are already doing some of those things. You just didn't know they are calling it manifestation, right? Now, I'll give you a very simple example. The first step of manifestation is actually courage. Even before you set out on these vision boards and everything, do you have the courage to speak out what you really want? Right? Because if you didn't send that email in whatever language to whoever it is, but that is your first step of courage, showing courage. If your friend didn't believe that you look great in this crown, and if you didn't pose for that, see, somewhere subconsciously you believe that you are capable of a bigger stage in that same scenario. So I've always told people that even before, they say, you can do it, I can't. You maybe you have something that I don't. It's actually, for everyone, it's a different intuition, right? Everyone wants different things. Now, some people might say, hey, you know what, if I find a very good partner that I can marry, I think I'm going to lead a happy life. Now, you got to intrinsically believe that you're ready to
Absolutely, yeah.
find a person to live with, and have a happy marriage with that person, right? So that starts with yourself. That courage
Definitely, yeah.
has to start with you, and manifestation is not complicated as well. So once you drop your masks,
Yeah.
right, we all walk with masks,
Yeah.
right? We behave a certain way. We want things because it makes us look
Right.
good, right? We speak about dreams that you might not even really
Right.
want, but just because it's a popular opinion. So first is accepting
Yeah.
who you are. Second, having the courage to say what you really want.
Right.
And that kind of becomes the first step to even start manifesting whatever you want. And I just wish more people.
Definitely, and simplified it also.
Yeah.
Of course, each person has their own way. But if you simply like talk to the mirror, say, I'm this, I'm that, and you are not, like you said, you don't have the courage to also like take on the failures as well.
Yeah.
And the wait also, I had to wait for 10 years. I wrote that mail, I forgot about it. 10 years I had to wait to, I didn't get that crown, the last one I prepared for, but Miss Kerala I did. So certain things will come like this. Certain things will not come like that. Certain things may not come at all.
Yeah.
But I think manifestation is it's a beautiful concept. I don't know why people are like, no, it's like
Nothing is just overused.
Puja, yeah, and I think it's also like everyone's talking about it.
It's like everything else. Now people just want to use this as a Instagram thing.
See,
right?
you are manifesting when you're a child, actually.
Yeah.
Even the school rhymes that you have, like I can be whatever I want, and you're taught that kind of stuff. A kid probably thinks he can be an apple, and I feel like that is organically in all of us until a point where you reach a place where people have told you can't do this, like you said, you can't do this, you can't do that, or you're not good enough for this. Until then, we are actually, all of us are manifesting, I feel.
Yeah.
That's what I felt around me at least.
Just one last question before we kind of close this up, right? And I think this is true for everyone. This whole journey of managing between work and your other pursuits, and it's a lonely journey. It's not, by the way, irrespective of having a great family, irrespective of having great friends, irrespective of if you have a great partner, it is still a lonely journey. And I just want people to start accepting this more, because somehow I feel people think when they start to feel lonely on this journey, right, they think the ones who are succeeding have a lot of people around them. By the way, even if you do, it's still a lonely journey, and I want more and more people to talk about this. So just if you can let me in on, is it a lonely journey, yes or no, and if it is, how do you look at it?
It's a lonely journey, definitely, but I think it's important to not be lonely as well outside of this industry. And that's personally for me, that's helped a lot, because I don't have many friends. And that's what most like these actors and all say. We can't have friends in the industry. Even for modeling, you have contacts. Yes, you have a lot of people to post pictures with, but you have to understand that all of this is essentially work. All of it is networking. I'm probably speaking to that person about an upcoming brand shoot, or like another model about how much did you quote for that so and so brand. It's always about that, and it's important to have that bifurcation. Like, my safe space is my family, and luckily for me now I'm thinking none of them are into this business, because had they been, when I go home, it's not about, oh, we saw you in this. Like, even if they see, they'll be like, ha, nice. But like, I have that, that bifurcation at home. We're talking about something else. Not like I'm not myself there. I am myself, but that stress relief is here. My friends are very, very different. But like you said, they can't truly understand you. So I feel like as people in the entertainment industry were constantly juggling, because they can probably understand you, but they probably won't be there, hand by hand next to you. And these people won't essentially understand all the aspects of it, but they will try to be there as much as they can. So when I, speak to girls also, they're like, modeling, like, first of all, now there's this Instagram modeling thing. That's not modeling, to be very honest. Like, modeling is extremely hard. Sometimes I feel like modeling is harder than my corporate job. I'm not kidding. It's extremely hard, okay? So they tell me, we want this lifestyle. Yes, it does give you a certain lifestyle. We want these friends. I've literally heard of teenage girls who say, they're not popular in school, and I want like something to uplift my just my identity. If anything, it's going to have people gravitate towards you just because you're a model, not because they probably see through. There are people who would, but most often it is definitely lonely as you go higher up into the journey, because of competition. Like you're probably not going to share professional aspects of who works where this thing stuff and all with your counterparts in the industry, but you would probably share them with your friends. And I think one thing that I always tell people is like newcomers have that differentiation. Unfortunately for my friends who move into Mumbai and all, everything is a contact. Everything is a contact. And see, that city that needs, that requires
that's
that
how
out
you
of
need
US.
to, your closest friend is a contact.
He's a contact, everyone's or a closest friend is a designer that you need, for a certain brand shoot. So not to say that they're not nice to you or anything, but you have to kind of ask yourself and also prioritize as to how much time you need to give these people. Initially, I remember I was extremely naive. I would go like, and I'm someone who talks a lot. So like I would just go like blabber stuff about my weekend, how it was, this and that. And it never bit me. But I was just thinking, why am I saying all of this? Like these are my friends. I work with them, create a good connection to have that shoot go great, have the product or outcome go great. And then you leave it at that. So I think, yes, like you said, it is lonely up there, but doesn't mean that you have to be lonely for life. But also, like, I'm blessed that way, because my parents are supportive. Certain parents will be like, we won't talk to you until you come back home, leave everything and come back home. Miserable. You don't have anyone. You don't even have a sibling.
Extremely difficult.
So, I mean, I'm not trying to say this works for everyone. Because their struggles are also different. But yes, try and have a disconnect from, and I feel like every industry needs that, Even if it's a corporate, imagine having just like office friends. That's like miserable. You need to have like people outside.
Your people. So what's next for you? What are you excited about doing in, say, the next 2-3 years?
I don't know.
You don't know?
So I don't have like, I want to do this. I don't have that kind of a plan because whatever life has given me, to be honest, it sounds preachy, but whatever life has given me for the longest time, like I know one thing that will be constant with me is dance. Okay. That I will, like, if I don't have any injuries and all, that will be constant with me. That's going to be there through the thick and thin of my life. But other things, I'm ready to open it. As and when it comes to me. Of course, I would have, as an artist, I do have certain professional demands and stuff because I have that experience in the industry now. I know what I want to do, what I don't want to do, things like that. But I don't want to just, categorize myself saying, no, I won't do movies. No, I won't do this. No, I won't do that. I want to have as much creative freedom as possible and definitely upskill myself. That's one thing as well, like experience is one thing, but like something like acting. After I saw myself on screen, I was like, maybe I should just go for a few workshops or something. So that is also one thing. Like I want to upskill myself. You can do the same thing over and over again and just keep doing the same thing. Nothing will grow. So I think in 2 to 3 years, I don't want to get let go of my corporate life also. I'm still in that zone. Like I want my corporate
you
life.
want that job.
So hopefully I can like grow there as well. I don't know how long my body will accept this.
Both.
Because at one point you have to take up. There are people who are doing it. But yeah.
No, I think time will come and for you it will be easier to make choices.
Definitely.
Which way and what and we don't need to figure everything
I think
right now.
It's not about figuring, it's also about clarity. Maybe like 1 year ago, I would do anything. I would do this plan, that one. Today, I've reached a position where I said, no, this doesn't align for me. So I think that is underrated actually. Clarity is underrated.
Extremely underrated. Yeah. A lot of people do a lot of things for 15 years and then they'll say, I'm lost.
Exactly. So even if you are not getting any work that month and you're saying, no, I said no to all of this because it didn't align to me, at where I am right now. You have clarity.
Yeah.
So I think most people sitting at the top, that is also one problem that they see, the stars also, they're like, sometimes I just did things. I don't know why I did it. And who knows, maybe all of us would reach that position, but I hope I have a better clarity of thoughts than to like, take a position.
Better choices.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's a good thing to manifest.
Yeah.
More clarity.
Please give me clarity. My mom definitely wants me to have more clarity. She's like, clarity of life. What are you? Like, I feel like also parents are grounding, no? Come home, like I said, you showed it like, what are you doing with your life? What is this? You haven't made your bed. So they stay abroad and they come and my house is like, I did this big brand and somewhere I would have come back home. My house is a mess. My parents will come home and they'll say, forget the brand. If you can't maintain your room, how will you maintain the brand? And these comebacks, how they give it
from somewhere
in there. How will you maintain the brand if you can't maintain the room? And I'm like, now I have clarity. I have to work on this for now. Yeah,
I think all moms are the same.
Yeah.
Yesterday I met someone important and I came back home very happy. The first thing my mom said, didn't he comment on your beard? Cut it. I'm like, I'm talking to you about how it felt about meeting this man and you are worried about the length of my beard. And I said, okay, fine. I think that's just parents being
Definitely,
parents.
Hurts sometimes, but...
it's fine. We'll live with it. Thanks, Gopika. Thanks for coming in.
Sure.
I think this was nice.
It's been a lot of fun,
It's always nice to connect with real people. I always say this. Because we feel like even beyond this podcast, we just want to get in touch with more real people. Helps not just professionally, right? Professionally is a secondary thing. I think primarily just meeting people who are more real and who are not pretentious.
Right.
Such an allergy towards pretense, especially after getting into the space and meeting so many people. Like, I want to stay away from pretense as much as possible.
It's like physically tiring for you, no? How much will I?
So it's nice to meet someone real. So thanks for being real.
Absolutely,
thanks for sharing everything so openly and being open about your journey and not having any masks on. We wish you all the best.
Thank you. And this has been like a huge bucket list thing of mine.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
I haven't told anyone this again. There's so many things I haven't told. I would like, ever since I had a cell phone, same thing. I would like record myself. Someone in some podcast will ask, so what is the one advice you want to give? Flip the camera. My advice now I will give as a 40-year-old. So it's been nice. I don't know how.
So things have happened.
Yeah.
Things have
manifest,
happened.
guys.
Yeah, manifest. I mean, things do happen. I think people don't believe in themselves enough.
Yeah, show that courage.
Yeah. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter what you know, what you don't know. Doesn't matter what past mistakes you've made. Doesn't matter how much money you have. Doesn't matter how you look. There's a chance for everyone.
Especially right now. Right now with this digital media and stuff. So many people are like coming out in not just into entertainment, but like different kinds of fields.
Anywhere. Right? Then the boundaries are the least today than ever. Right? So anyway, all the best. Kill it. We'll be rooting for you as always. And
you guys too.
we'll walk side by side. And when you get to bigger stages that you want to go to, just remember.
With some clarity.
Just
more clarity.
Just remember to come here and share that story. That's what I'm
like, Adarsh, I got a clarity. I'm going to come there right away.
Don't go on some... there are some podcasts. I won't take the name. No, you go. Just don't give them so much
information.
Keep some for us.
Yes.
Okay. Just leave. Important, no, boss. Important only. Anyway, thanks, Gopika. Thanks, everyone. This was episode number 98. We are 2 away from the big 100. To everyone who's watched this till here, leave us a comment. If you know Gopika, I think you must have enjoyed this. If you didn't know Gopika too much, but you still watch this, I'm sure you'd have got more context about who she is and where she's from and what she's doing. Let us know your thoughts. We'll see you on the 99th episode. See you soon. Thank you.